Today we will discuss multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. So welcome guys to my YouTube channel Chem with Come. So today we will discuss about the word environment, which is derived from the French word environner, which means the to encircle or surround. Thus, our environment can be defined as the social, cultural, and physical conditions that surround, affect, and influence the survival, growth, and development of people, animals, and plants. This broad definition includes the natural world and the technological environment, as well as the cultural and social contexts that shape human lives. It includes all factors, living and non-living, that affect an individual, organisms, or population at any point in the life cycle. Set of circumstances surrounding a particular occurrence and all the things that are surrounding us. So basically, this is the definition of environment. Now, next we will discuss about the segments of environment. Environment consists of 4 segments broadly. So first one is atmosphere, which is blanket of gases surrounding the earth. Hydrosphere, various water bodies present on the earth. Second one is lithosphere, which contains various types of soils and rocks on the earth. The biosphere, composed of all living organisms. Biosphere is the fourth one. Biosphere is the fourth one, which is composed of all living organisms and their interactions with the environment. So next is the multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. The environment study is a multidisciplinary science because it comprises various branches of studies like chemistry, physics, medical sciences, life sciences, agriculture, public health, sanitary engineering, etc. So it is the science of physical phenomena in the environment. It studies about the sources, reactions, transport, effect, and fate of physical and biological species in the air, water, soil, and the effect of from human activity upon these. As the environment is complex and actually made up of many different environments like natural, constructed, and cultural environments. Environmental study is interdisciplinary in nature, including the study of biology, geology, politics, policy studies, law, religions, engineering, chemistry, and economics to understand the humanity's effects on the natural world. So this subject educates the students to appreciate the complexity of environmental issues, and citizens and experts in many fields. By studying environmental sciences, studies may develop a breadth of the interdisciplinary and methodological knowledge in the environmental field. So this is a field that enables them to facilitate the definitions and solutions of environmental problems. So mainly in this session, in this topic, in this course, we will learn how can we manage in our environment and how can we face the problems of environmental issues and how can we solve them. So next is the scope of environmental studies. Like environmental studies as a subject has a wide scope. It includes a large number of areas, as you can, and aspects also, which may be summarized as follows. So one by one we will discuss about that. So first one is the natural resources. They are like conservation and management, so like ecology and biodiversity. As you can now, as you maybe hope so, you will be now about very well about these terms. So in your lower levels or lower schools, environmental pollutions and control is also human population and environmental social issues in relation to development and environment. So there are a number of we can say that in this subject there are wide scopes to learn about these aspects, which may be we already summarized that. So these are the basic aspects of environmental studies which have a direct relevance to our sections of society. So several career options have emerged in these fields that are broadly categorized as research and development in environment. Skilled environmental scientists have an important role to play in examining various environmental problems in a scientific manner and carry out research and development, and we can say the R&D department activities for developing cleaner technologies and promoting sustainable development. There are green advocacy with increasing emphasis on implementing various actions, laws are related, as you can know very well. Laws and related to environment, need for environmental lawyers has emerged who should be able to plead the cases related to water, air, forest, wildlife, pollution and control, etc. So green marketing is also while ensuring the quality of products with the you have already learned about that, the ISO mark. Now there is an increasing emphasis on marketing goods that are environmental friendly, such products have eco mark or ISO. You can see 14000 certifications. Environmental auditors and environmental managers would be in great demand in the coming years. In green media, environmental awareness can be spread amongst masses through mass media like television, radio, newspapers, magazines, and hoardings, advertisements, so on, etc., for which environmentally educated persons are required. So environmental consultancy, many non-government organizations also contribute their work. So like the industries and government bodies are engaging environmental consultants for various systematically so studying and tackling all these the problems, environmental related problems. So they all see about with very well manners. So next, what is the we will discuss what is the importance of environmental studies. The importance of environmental study is that the current trend of environmental degradation can be reversed if people of we can say educated, if people of educated communities are organized, empowered, and experts are involved. So it's sustainable development. Environmental factors greatly influences every organisms and their activities. Present, a great number of environmental issues have grown in size and complexity day by day, threatening the survival of mankind on earth. These issues are studied. Besides giving effective suggestions in the environment studies, the environment study enlighten us about the importance of protection and conservation of our natural resources and interdisciplinary of pollutions and the environment, etc. So environment studies have become significant for the following reasons. So the reasons, what are the reasons behind this? Environment issues being of international importance, it has been well recognized that environment issues like global warming, ozone depletion, acid rain, marine pollution, and loss of biodiversity are not merely national issues but are global issues. These are on the level of global issues and hence must be tackled with the international efforts and cooperations. So problems cropped in the wake of development in its wake give birth to urbanizations, industrial growth, transportation systems, agriculturals and housing, etc. However, it has become phased out in the development world. The north to cleans their own environment has effectively managed to move dirty factories to south, when the west developed it did so perhaps in ignorance of the environmental impact of its activities. So evidently such a path is neither practicable nor desirable, even if developing world follows that. If I am speaking too fastly, then please you can slow down your speed to listen about these words, because I think if I am taking time long to explain each and everything and to speak slowly very and little bit decrease my speed, then it will be the video will be maybe take a longer time, so I don't want to waste too much time to explain much more. So its time is very precise, as you know, so that's why I'm speaking little fast. If you are tackling some problems, you can ask me in every comment in this section. I will give you answers. I will provide you every type of my answers, and your questions would be reliable. Definitely I will give you answer positively. So next is the explosively, as you can increase in pollutions world census reflects that in every 7 persons in this planet lives in India, evidently with the 16% of the world's population and only 2.4% of its land area. There is a heavy pressure on the natural resources, so including land. Agricultural experts have recognized soils health problems like deficiency of micronutrients and organic matter, soil salinity, and damage of soil structure. Need for an alternative solution. It is essential, especially for developing countries, to find alternative paths to an alternative goals. We need a goal as a goal which ultimately is the true goal of development and environmentally sound and sustainable development, a goal common to all citizens of our earth, a goal distant from the developing world in the manner it is from the over consuming wasteful society of the developed world. Need to save humanity from extinction. It is incumbent, we can say, it is incumbent upon us to save the humanity from extinction. So consequences to our activities cause destructing the environment and depleting the biosphere in the name of development. And need for wise planning of development, our survival and sustenance to dependent sources, withdraw processing and use of the product have all to be synchronized with the ecological cycles. In any plan of development, our actions should be planned ecologically for the sustenance of the environment and development. So what is the need for public awareness? Need of public awareness is the growing population, as you can now as you can know about the factors. And if you have any learned about the what would be the needs of the awareness, then we have to be focused on this topic. So growing populations, a population of over thousands of million is growing at 2.11%. So please make down this point, 2.11%. This is the very most important point. 2.11% every years. Over 17 million people are added each years. It puts considerable pressure on its natural resources. So and this is the gains of development. Hence the greatest challenge before us to limit the population's growth. Although population controls does automatically leads to development, yet the development leads to a decrease in population's growth rates. Second one is we can say poverty. India has often been described a rich land with poor people. The poverty and environmental degradations are mixed with one another. So the vast majority of our people are directly dependent on the nature resources of the country for their basic needs of food, fuel, shelter, and food. About 40% of our people are still below the poverty line. So this is the very, we can say, this is the very worst thing. Environment degradation has adversely affected the poor who depends upon the resources of their immediate surrounding. Thus, the challenges of poverty and the challenges of environment degradations are two faces of the same challenges. The next one is the agricultural growth. The population must be made familiar with the methods to sustain and increase agricultural growth without damaging the environment. High yielding varieties have caused soil salinity and damage to physical structures of soil and need to increase groundwater. It is essential of rationalizing the use of groundwater. Fertilize community waste industries influence. Fertilizers, pesticides have polluted our surface waters and affected qualities of the groundwater. It is essential to restore the water quality of our rivers and other water bodies. water bodies, suitable strategy for conservation of water, provision of safe drinking water, and keeping water bodies clean should be developed. So development and forests serves catchment for their rivers. The rivers, with increasing demand of water, plan to harness the mighty river through large irrigation projects were made. Certainly these would submerge forests, displace local people, damage flora and fauna. As such, the dams on the river Narmada, Bhagirathi and elsewhere have become areas of political and scientific debates. Forests in India have been shrinking for several centuries owing to pressures of agriculture and other issues. Vast areas that were once green stand today as wastelands. These areas to be brought back under vegetative cover. The tribal communities inhabiting forcing forests respects the trees, birds, and animals to give them sustenance. We must recognize the role of these peoples in restoring and conserving forests. So the modern knowledge and skills of the forest department should be integrated with the traditional knowledge and experience of the local communities. The strategy of for the joint management of forest should be involved in a well planned way. So the degradation of land at present, out of the total 3 to 9 mha of land, only 266 mha possesses any potential for production of this 143 mha is agricultural land. Nearly and 85 suffers from varying degrees of soil degradation. Of the remaining 1 to 3 mha, 40 are completely unproductive. The remaining 83 mha is classified as forest land, of which our half is denuded to various degrees. Nearly 406 million head of livestock has to be supported on 13 mha or less, maybe than 4% of the land classified as pasture land, most of which is overgrazed. Thus out of 22 to 6 mha, about 175 mha, or we can say 66%, is degraded to varying degrees. So water and wind erosion so causes further degradation of almost 150 mha. This degradation is to be avoided. Next is the evil consequences of urbanizations. Nearly 27% of Indians lives in urban areas. So urbanization and industrialization is also has given birth to a great number of environmental problems. Over 30% of urban Indians live in slums. So today we are going to stop this topic at this time. So next we will come again and go live, and I want to make you show every aspects of environment and everything I will teach you. So आप बने रहिएगा मेरे साथ. सो आई एम योर के एस कुदरत. ओके, बाय बाय, टेक केयर.